Stone Vet. I hit the ground running when I'm invading your country. Instill with honor and discipline. Throw my guns like onyx, dressed in camo with ammo for every situation I handle. They got us marching this.
What's up, guys? Sergeant G here from the STONED VET USMC. I'm super excited to be back with you guys again this week, man. Like I tell you guys, I'm back in it, back on the grind, getting back and shooting these episodes once again, like I told you guys I would, man. You guys have known, if you guys have been following me for some time, you guys know in my endeavor of trying to get into a new house, trying to get set up, trying to get these boxes unpacked, and trying to just get settled in, right? The school year's amongst us again. It's upon us, right? All the kids are getting ready for school, and what's great about the new house is that you know my wife. You know how devoted and how dedicated she is to taking care of these kids. And guess what? Now she has a schoolroom, so she's able to teach these kids and not have to worry about teaching them at the dining room table and then trying to pack everything up. She actually has a classroom now to where the kids can go in there and do their classwork. And when class is over, they can leave and leave all the school in the schoolroom and don't have to bring it out into the house, which is great, man. So I'm super excited. Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm super excited, guys. Like I tell you guys every week, man, the reason I do this podcast, especially on my Friday episodes, you guys understand that I bring in guests who are adamant about cannabis and the medicinal benefits that cannabis has provided for them, let alone their brothers and sisters that they've seen save their life. And so I'm super excited to be here every Friday with you guys, to be able to enjoy this time with you, to be able to hang out and shoot the crap, right? You know my episodes. My episodes are just us hanging out in the smoke pit, talking about our week and how crazy this shit has been going. You know, you remember what it was like, damn, Sergeant G had me doing this bullshit this week. Sergeant G had me cleaning the shitters this week. You know, Sergeant G got me doing this. Sergeant G got me doing that crap, right? That's how we were. That's how we were in the smoke pit at the end of the week, right? We are sitting there bullshit and having a couple of drinks, and now hopefully we're rolling a blunt or freaking taking a hit of our dab pen or something right now, you know? And so I'm super excited, right? I'm super excited to be here with you guys this week, man. I want to give a huge shout out to my sponsor, Rafa 180. Rafa 180 provides you the best medicinal grade THC-free CBD on the market, guys. Like I tell you guys every week, man, if you are in a government employee like myself and you're getting drug tested like myself, but you still need plant-based medicine, go check out Rafa180.com. That's Romeo Alpha Papa Hotel Alpha 180.com to get all your medicinal grade THC-free needs, man. When you check out with the STONED VET USMC, you get 15% off your entire purchase, man. You check out $75 or more, you get free priority shipping to your front door, man. You get it in like 2 days to your front door, dude, just like Amazon. All you guys are ordering from Amazon, so you know what that's like to get it there in like 2 days, right? It's phenomenal. I love the products. Like I said, I'm drug testing. I've been drug testing twice a month for the past 2 years, and I have yet to pop on my urinalysis, which is great. But I'm still getting my plant-based medicine like I need. I have that Sapphire. The Sapphire is freaking phenomenal. For those of you guys like me, I know a lot of you guys are entrepreneurs, and all you're thinking about is the next move. What's the next move? What's the next move? What's the next move? Or you own a nonprofit. What's the next move? What's the next move? What's the next move? And you can't sleep. That Sapphire helps turn off the mind, and what's great about it, it's not like your Ambien or your Zoloft or anything like that where it's going to knock you out and you got to sleep for 18 hours. It's going to help turn off your mind so you can get that 3-4 hours of sleep that you normally get anyways. Helps turn off the brain so you're able to get the rest you need, man. But go check out Rafa180.com. Again, that's Romeo Alpha Papa Hotel Alpha 180.com to get all your medicinal grade CBD needs, man. Hey, it's upon us again. You guys see that, right? You guys see this right here? Winter, right? You see that? You see that, right? Top Marine Corps winner 2021. Veteran Podcast Awards is upon us. Get over to the Veteran Podcast Awards. I'm going to have a hyperlink in the description, however you listen to it, down below, to the left, to the right, however it is, however you listen to this podcast. I need you to go out there and vote. They got 2 categories, top overall podcast and top service branch. I want to bring home both awards, guys. I can't do it without you guys listening in on a regular basis, right? Every week, you guys are getting me. It's going to be 3 times a week. I'm teaming up with VRS again. You'll be catching my lives every Thursday, and hopefully you guys that are got time on a Thursday night to listen to what I'm saying, hopefully you guys can come over and hang out and listen for a little bit, right? Listen to what's going on, right? But Veteran Podcast Awards are on us. You see that, right? Right there. Where's it at? Top Marine, right? Top Marine Podcast. Top Marine Corps podcast. There's a lot of Marine Corps podcasts this year. Got competition this year. So I'm hoping I can get in there and I can win it. And hopefully you guys can go over there and vote for me. You can vote. Keep voting as much as you can and vote for this #1 Marine Corps podcast, man. Ain't nobody bringing you the medicinal grade benefits of cannabis. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody in any of this podcast awards are talking about cannabis. I am the only one talking about cannabis. All of us veterans that are doing this, and I'm the only one bringing you educational benefits of a plant-based medicine. Why? Because it's time to save your life and get you off those pills that the VA keeps pounding down your throat, man.
Hell yeah.
I'm super excited to be here today, man. I have a brother here who reached out to me, who has started his own Facebook group helping veterans start their own plant-based medicine gardens, man. What's going on, Justin? How you doing today?
Not bad. I co-run it. I didn't create it. Dan Gold, he was the one that created it, but I co-admin it. We basically started as a grow group for veterans, and we talked about everything from growing to real life. Sometimes everybody has a time when they need someone to listen to.
No, absolutely, brother. Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things. That's one of the biggest struggles we have as veterans, dude. Is having our battle buddy there to our left or to our right. You know, that's one of the biggest struggles we have is loneliness, right? After you get out of service, after you serve your country and you get out, you realize your battle buddy ain't there with you no more. He ain't to your left and he ain't to your right. You don't have nobody to reach out to and bullshit with after you've been working all day, you know? And that's a big struggle. But with your group, that sounds like exactly what you're providing. You're providing an outlet for your brothers and sisters to be able to come to and enjoy that time together, right?
And we've been doing video chats daily. We usually have them set for Thursdays and Sundays, but it's become where it's daily.
Yeah.
Where people, because everybody just wants to bullshit even.
Right. You know,
we got people that go kayaking in the videos. Like,
oh, really?
It's incredible. We had a little fun thing when my wife was pregnant still. We ran a little bean giveaway where we had to guess the name.
Oh, yeah.
And we also had a guess the weight contest, too.
Oh, wow.
Pretty cool. And we even had a couple of our moderators that they'd been engaged already and knew each other before the group, but they actually got married live on the group, on the video in our group.
Wow, that's awesome.
And that's pretty incredible to be able to do with your fellow veterans.
No, absolutely, brother. And that's what it's about. That's one of the biggest things, trying to find your group, right? You know what I'm saying? You got to find your group, right? There's a ton of Facebook groups. Everybody knows that, right? There's a ton of veteran Facebook groups, ton of them, right? You got hunting, you got outdoors, and now you got us cannabis gurus that like to get out there and help educate and help you have a better understanding of plant-based medicine and how it does help, right? And you yourself, I mean, Justin, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about your journey serving our country?
I enlisted into the National Guard in California back in 2010 of October, and went active. I ended up doing basic and got through most of AIT, and then ended up falling wrong and got all jacked up from that, and pretty much got stuck in holding.
Of course.
For a while, and but it got me to where I am today, and now I'm helping other people.
No, absolutely, brother.
I can.
That's one of the biggest things, right? There's a lot of us that have a passion to get out there and try to help our brothers and sisters, right? I was actually talking with the lady the other day. Her name is Lauren Houston. I'll have her on the show here in a week or so. And she was talking about, because I told her, I said, people know that there's 22 veterans that take their life every day. She's like, no, that's a bogus number they're telling you. She's like, that's like out of the 20 states that they conducted the study on. She said,
wow.
She's like, it's like double to triple that number. She's like, that's just like the 20 states that they did the study on. And because she's been studying this for a long time.
It was probably 22 a day back in the day.
Right. No, absolutely. And that's one of the biggest struggles that people don't understand, right? One of the biggest struggles that people don't understand.
Life's gotten a bit different now, and a lot of people don't know how to.
No, absolutely. Absolutely, brother. And that's one of the biggest things is that
but there a lot of people don't know that.
You know, a lot of people know that veterans take their life every day. Everybody knows that, but nobody ever understands the the people that die, our brothers and sisters that die from opioid addiction every day, right? That number is substantial to the people, to the brothers and sisters we're losing to suicide because life is just too hard. So if we're losing that many, you know what I'm saying, we're losing a substantial amount of veterans every single day, dude. As we're sitting here shooting the show right now, talking with each other, hanging out, we got a brother or sister taking their life right now. Why? Because somebody ain't sharing the show. If you guys are listening on the show, share this content, dude. Share it to your other brothers and sisters that have the same passion as you about cannabis, right? Maybe they don't know about the Stone Vet. Maybe they don't know about the amazing guests the Stone Vet brings on talking about plant-based medicines, guys. You guys listening to my Wednesday episodes, I'm breaking down the terpene profiles for you guys and how you're already using the terpene on a daily basis. That's education, right? That's one of the biggest things.
Our group's not only marijuana, we do other like regular plants too.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
If you're into gardening or whatever, show your regular flowers off.
Right? Yeah, absolutely, brother. I mean, that's what it's about. Like me, my wife's always like, man, if you get in the garden, you stay in the garden for hours on end. Like, you'll just sit out there all day. I'll put my headphones in and I'll play in the garden all day. I'll pull weeds or whatever, you know. I'll sit there all day with my headphones in, you know. And it's true. I do. I like to stay in the garden, you know. But that's one of the biggest struggles, is just trying to find what is it that drives you to keep going. Because you guys been listening to my show for some time. My regular audience has been listening in. The first year I started doing this, I brought on a lot of veterans, right? A lot of veterans who started their own small business after getting out of service, right? Because a lot of times we're like, I ain't working for anybody anymore. Hell no, I did that for 4 years, 8 years, whatever. I'm not working for somebody again. I can't do that, right? And that's one of the biggest struggles we have, is trying to find our purpose after getting out of service, right? What am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do, when to do, how to do it, or what I'm supposed to be wearing that day, right? And it's like, what the hell am I supposed to be doing? So I brought on a lot of veterans who started their own small business to help it be insightful to other brothers and sisters to get into that type of business. You want to make shirts? I know somebody that's doing it. You want to freaking clean grills? I know somebody that's doing it. You want to get into hardscaping? I know somebody that's doing it. They're not going to be upset. They're going to want you to come pick their mind. Hey, I got some questions to you. How do you get started in this, you know? And with what you guys are doing, with Vets Can Grow, you guys are helping people grow medicine, right? Grow plants, right?
Good for the mind, for sure.
You know, and one of the biggest things that's adamant. What drove you to be so adamant about cannabis? Why cannabis? Why has cannabis helped you?
It helps my mind and body quite a bit overall. Just in general, I have a few different things going with my head, and my back's pretty jacked up, so
yeah,
it relieves some of the pressure and some of the pain.
Right? No, absolutely, and that's one of the things that I think that's one of the
head straight for sure.
And that's one of the things that our brothers and sisters struggle with, is understanding, how is it medicine? How does it help? You know. And that's one of the things I tell people. Like, for me, when I was able to smoke, hope this November I'll be able to go back to smoking again, which is here soon, here before too long. I'm super excited. But a lot of people don't understand it. Like, I stayed medicated all day long. Why? Because, like you said, we deal with a lot of mental issues, right? A lot of you guys that are listening on the show, whatever country you're in or wherever you at in the US, you guys that are listening in, I understand, man. We were in war for 20 years. We were in war for 20 years. And there's a lot of things that you guys did that a lot of people don't even want to imagine even watching in movies. A lot of things you've seen and done that a lot of people don't want to see in movies, right? Because it wouldn't be politically correct for what you've done. And guess what? Now you got to deal with it. How do you deal with all the freaking torment, all the freaking sickness that you have going on in your head, right? A lot of us struggle, right? I mean, a lot of us struggle. A lot of the guys that are listening on the show they're on their second, third, fourth, fifth marriage. Their relationship sucks with their kids and everybody else around them. Why? Because nobody understands them. And you having a group with your group, I'm sure a lot of those guys in your group feel the same way. Like, nobody understands what I'm saying. Nobody understands me talking, right?
Absolutely.
You know, and with your group, you're able. So in your group, who's able to host meetings?
We have a room called the Smokers Lounge, and anybody can open it at any time.
Oh, really?
And then we have our regular admin and mod chat primarily. if we
Yeah.
need to talk about the group or whatnot. But
Okay.
that smokers lounge is open at any time, and once you join it, there's also like where you can message in it,
Oh, really?
and most of the time someone will hop on depending on the time.
Of course, of course. So that means like it's one of those things that even if it's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody wants to go in there, they can jump in and see who's in there bullshitting.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because it's one of the biggest struggles, like I said, man. And this is one of the things that people don't understand. Like for me, to be able to medicinally medicate, man. I mean, it's phenomenal to be able to get your mind off of, everything that's going on in life, because it can be a struggle with everything that's going on, you know. And I sit there and to be able to relax with other like-minded veterans, right? Because that's one of the biggest things with all the vet groups that are out there. That's one of the biggest things, is being able to congregate with other like-minded veterans, right?
That's great.
You know, like if you're smoking a blunt, but like, what you smoking on tonight, man? Oh, I got some purple something, you know. And
then everybody's different grow techniques, and like some might grow with regular soil, some use living soil, some use CO2, some don't.
right.
Like it's just interesting to see everybody's different ways.
Yeah, and I mean, and just to be able to show off what you're doing, right? That's one of the biggest things, being able to show off your plants. You know, to be like, look, I've been trying this method, and look how big my bud got. Look how big my freaking buds are getting just doing this method right here. You know, be like, damn, I gotta try that, or whatever the case may be. I guess with your group, they share, right? They share their stories of their growth stories, right?
Absolutely.
There's
lots of stories, and there's even people that from like in their 80s in the group, and they'll talk how they've been growing 40, 50 years.
Oh, really?
Like, and it's pretty crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy.
And
But I mean, and they've been doing it. That means they've been doing it forever. Then, like, they've been doing it way before they said nope, no more.
Yeah, and some of them still have some genetics from like the 70s.
Oh, wow, I bet those would be nice.
Like, I'm like, you guys are crazy. Outsmoking some of them.
Yeah, right. No, absolutely. I mean, to be able to get in there and be able to see. I mean, especially for some of those guys, some of the older guys, be like, dude, this is how we did it. Let me show you how we did. I mean, but that's what's nice about the older generation and the newer generation, because they're able to share. Look what I'm doing. Look at the size I'm getting. Look what it's producing. You know.
And sometimes they just want to tell their different stories of when they were in.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, just to be able
hearing the different generations is pretty interesting.
No, I bet. I mean, yeah, absolutely. I bet, dude. Just to be able to listen to somebody from from the 70s and 80s, you know, to now, and be like, dude, that's shit. You too old, dude. you too old. That's the old way. That's the old way to do it. It's a new way to do it now. You know, and so that's great. So how long has your group been around?
I want to say about 5 or 6 months.
Oh, really? So not too long then. Not too long.
Not long at all.
That's good. So what inspired you to team up to team up with them to be able to start this group?
He had already launched it, and I met him in a different group, and I enjoyed being in all these different grow groups and veteran grow groups. And then he asked me if I wanted a mod position, and I took it on.
Really, really. So how many moderators are there in your group?
I believe we have 5 moderators, and I'm one of the 2 admins now.
Oh, okay. That's good then. So you guys got a lot of people watching the threads and stuff like that.
We try to anyway. We've created to where it's a pretty safe haven for the most part.
That's good. That's one of the biggest things that you need, is a safe place for vets to be able to go and be able just to speak their mind and not feel like they're going to offend somebody.
And everyone's equal. Like,
right.
Just because of position, it doesn't make us any better.
Right. No, absolutely. And that's one of the biggest things, is just trying to ensure that everybody feels like they have their safety whenever they're going into these groups to talk about being able to grow. And then you saying you also have a few sponsors as well for your group, correct?
Yes, sir. And one of them is Armand the State through necroorganics.com. And he offers all veterans, as long as they show proof of service, 200 free seeds, their photos, and they're random from his website, but any veteran can hit him up for 200 free vet seeds.
Oh wow, that's freaking awesome, dude. So do you have it? Do you have that set up on your Facebook page so people know, or?
We have it on our group page.
Okay.
And also, if you just reach out to him, he'll be more than happy to help.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's good.
If not, reach out to me and I'll link you up.
Okay, yeah, because I mean that's a lot of seeds, man. 200 free seeds. That's a lot of seeds, dude. And
a lot of them are landrace crosses.
Oh, really? The landrace? Those the landrace ones are good, man. I love the landrace ones. I know.
And he has stories behind all his seeds.
Oh, really? That's
you
awesome.
You just have to ask him for the story.
That's crazy. That's awesome. I mean, it's good to see the story behind it because, like here with Empire Genetics here in Oklahoma, that's what theirs is. A bunch of landrace seeds is what they have. Is a bunch of landrace, and the way they've been coming out, I'm just like, God, these are beautiful, dude. He's like, this is how they're supposed to be grown. This is exactly how they're supposed to be grown. You know, when you grow them right, you're able to see the trichomes and how it's supposed to look and how it's supposed to smell and stuff like that. Because I mean, after a while, I mean, because like you said, it's a land race ones, and those it's old times, and you know what I'm saying, during that time they weren't grown the way they were intended to be grown, and now he's growing them. You know, he's growing them in an indoor dispenser, indoor grow, and you're able to see how they're supposed to smell and watch the trichomes on them and everything. And they're just beautiful plants, you know.
And our group is also working on getting our 501c3 so we could be a nonprofit.
Oh wow, that'd be a lot. That'd be good too for you guys, especially to be able to go and raise money to be able to help fund the brothers and sisters in need that reach out to you guys, right?
We would like to give a huge thanks to Rafa 180. Rafa 180 offers pure medicinal CBD and products made locally. They walk alongside individuals to achieve a healthy lifestyle with options needed by each person. You can learn more about them on Facebook at Rafa CBD, their website www.rafa180.com, or email at rafacbd@gmail.com. They truly believe your journey matters.
Right, and so you are in Arizona, right? Where do you see a majority of your people coming from?
I was just looking at the cities, and there's actually like 15 from here in Tucson.
Oh wow!
The same even city. I'd have to back out and look at the statistics, but there's a lot here and a lot of Oklahoma.
Oh, really? In Oklahoma, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm out of Oklahoma. That's what we have. That's one of our biggest pushes.
I mean, there's people everywhere.
Of course. And that's one of the biggest things here in Oklahoma are veterans and their cannabis. We've been fighting, and like we're trying to get it on the ballot come this November for adult use is what they're trying to push for.
For rec?
So for rec use, and so that's what we're trying to see here because Arizona, right? You guys have medicinal, right? Do you guys have rec use as well?
Yes.
Okay, so you have both.
But it's weird because our grow laws are better for the rec than they are for the medicinal.
So
you have to be like 20 or 30 miles from a dispensary for your medicinal to be able to grow.
Really?
But for rec, anybody can grow. And if you have 2 adults or more, you can grow 12 plants.
That's crazy.
They got it backwards.
They do. Well, that's here in Oklahoma. If you got 2 adults here, you can have 12 plants. You can have up to 12 plants. I think it's 6 seedlings and 6 full-grown plants, so you can have 12 plants per person. And I was like, well, shit, okay, I'm gonna have a whole farm before too long, you know. But we're trying to keep the laws where they're at because a lot of people are upset with the laws. But I was like, you guys haven't gone to a lot of other states where they have medicinal laws because a lot of the other states, they are horrible when they come to their medicinal laws, you know. They're horrible. Like they're not even like you'd be pissed. Like if you had to go there to get your cannabis, you'd be highly upset because like Louisiana, they got 9 dispensaries and you have to pick one of the 9 dispensaries to go to. You can't just go to any.
You can't change them.
You can't change it. You got to tell the doctor which one you want to
I'm
go
glad I
to.
moved from there.
And that's where you go for Louisiana. Yeah, you can only go to one. And I'm like, that's freaking ridiculous, you know? And so I was like, all right, whatever. You know, but here in Oklahoma, we got like over 2,500 dispensaries and 9,000 grows.
Prices are good too.
Prices are really good here. Prices are really good here. I can't complain about the prices here. They're real. I like the prices. A lot of people are upset about them, but I was like,
prices out here are pretty bad.
are they? And so now here they're pretty reasonable. They're not too bad. And I've already, like I said, I've been on probation going on. This November would be 2 years. I gotta look at the end date, November, what the last day of November is gonna be when I come off probation, because that's when I'm like, put me down for leave for the rest of the day. I'm done. I'm going to go and get blazed, dude. Like I'm done. Like I'm not doing this no more. And so I gotta go look at that to see. But that's one of my biggest things is just being able, allowing people to have an understanding and knowing exactly why are we so adamant about cannabis? Like why do we love this plant so much, you know? And this is what I tell people. I say, you guys enjoy going out, getting drunk and freaking getting smashed drunk and freaking vomiting on everything, right? I said, me, I don't like to throw up, dude. I don't like to drink. Like, I'll have a beer and I'll be like, this doesn't even taste good. Like, I don't even want to, you know, I'll drink it. Like, I'd rather just have a blunt or give me a joint to smoke on to be able to just, because it's about relaxing, you know, it's about relaxing and chilling, you know. One of the biggest things, I was just recently watching the first hearing for the Cannabis Authorization Opportunity Act. They just had the first hearing, and they brought in 5 guests. One was a doctor, one was a chief of police, one was some I don't remember who one guy was, and another guy had wrote a book about psychosis and violence. And I listened to the author, and I guess he's a doctor too, but I was like, psychosis, I get it, right? If it's a high enough THC and you smoke enough of it, could it cause some brain damage or some brain issues? Yeah. I mean, it's highly unlikely, but I mean, could it? There's a possibility, yeah. I mean, if you're just smoking, you're just smoking just to get high, yeah, there's a possibility. But what threw me is when he was talking about violence. I was like, I ain't never seen anybody fight over a joint, dude. Like, I've never seen it, dude. Like,
maybe if you held it too long.
No, I don't even think if you held it too long. Not even. Like, hey, pass it, man. You know, but and that's what I was telling him. You know, and that's what I was telling him. I said a lot of times people will smoke a joint and be like, "Nah, man, you kill it. I'm good, man. I'm high as hell right now. You kill it. I don't even want no more of it, right?" But I was like, I spent 9 years in the Marine Corps, dude. So everybody knows Marines drink. We drink like crazy all the time, you know. And one of the biggest things, like I've seen people fight over the last shot in a bottle. I've seen it. I seen one guy get a bottle broke over his head because he drank the last shot. And I was like, he told you he was drinking the last shot. Now you want to talk about, I was like, dude, I said, I want to see your study, right? You guys are always talking about study, right? But I'm like, where's the study for this? I want to see the studies you conducted on this to show that cannabis causes violence, because I've never seen violence from anybody who ever used cannabis. Like never, you know? And you got, because the biggest thing they're always arguing with, they're like, there's no medicinal benefits because the FDA says there isn't. I said, the FDA, who is a government-ran organization, says that it isn't. I said, you know why they say that, right? Because you guys who are in the government have not allowed them to be able to conduct research studies on it because it's a Schedule I drug. Mm-hmm. All right? So this is why you guys feel as though there's no medicinal benefits, because the FDA, who is a government entity who cannot conduct research studies because you have it classified as a Schedule I drug, of course they're not going to show you that there's any medicinal benefits. But let's not talk about the thousands of studies that have been done around the world. In the UK, in Israel, in freaking everywhere. The thousands of studies that have been done showing the medicinal benefits of cannabis. You know? They're out there. Why do you not want to look at them? Why? Because they're not U.S. doctors that did it. Is that why? You know?
It's about the money.
It is. It absolutely is. But this is one of the things I try to tell the audience is that you guys have got to get out there and start talking with your representation in your state. Your state representatives, your senators, and sit down and call them. Say, hey, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you about this bill. I need to make sure that you vote yes for this, because this bullshit, like, this is ridiculous. Dude, catch up with the rest of the country. They already said 38 states have legalized cannabis, regardless if it's recreational use or medicinal use. 38 out of 50 states have already legalized it. in this country. And it's like they said, dude, is like, what are we doing? Why are we not catching up with times, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's one of the biggest struggles. And I mean, with your group, what kind of benefits are you providing to everybody besides people able to open up the chat rooms and stuff like that?
We have giveaways and from multiple different sponsors, rather their seeds or we had Fish It on board for a little bit. We need to get a new representative for them, but we have Foop on board. We have multiple types of giveaways. Unbung, I think they're called. They're from China. They're a cone company. They're starting giveaways with us.
Okay.
Lots of giveaways, and there's lots of people that have information. Like if they're needing further information, like if they're trying to get their percentage higher or just need just basic questions answered.
Yeah. So how often are you doing giveaways?
It's becoming to where it's going to be weekly at least.
Weekly,
if not multiple times a week.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I'm trying to do them random to keep people on their toes.
Right. No, I mean, that's one thing to be able to get the audience to get your brothers and sisters to come on the page and be like, hey, let's start interacting and start talking with people and start being able to find people and interact about what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Especially doing seed giveaways, or even if you're able to give away equipment like lights or grow tents or whatever the case may be. I mean,
and we're also getting to where we're getting stuff donated to be able to help people, like say that they don't have a light yet or they don't have a like certain equipment yet.
Right.
We're starting to get to where we have a few people that have reached out to donate items to help other brothers and sisters.
Right. And that's one of the biggest things is just trying to, because I mean, it's hard. It's expensive. It's expensive to go and get a grow kit, to get a light and a tent and everything. And then you're like, I don't even know where to start. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard. I mean, it's hard. Do I use soil? Do I use, what do I use to get started with this, And
all those, if people have those questions and they hop in one of those video chats, there's lots of people that will have answers for that questions. And there's lots of knowledgeable people.
No, absolutely, and that's what's very beneficial.
Or they can even just make a post and it'll get answered.
Right, and that's something that people need. They need help trying to figure out.
And Facebook even added a pretty cool feature. If you're scared to even show who you are, you can post anonymously now.
Oh, can you really?
So they don't even have to show who they are if they don't want to show. They can just ask the question.
That'd be cool. That's awesome. I didn't know Facebook was doing that now either as well. Are you guys on any other social media platform besides Facebook?
We're talking about it, but so far not really. But we have a guy that does some streaming, and he does multi-broadcasting and puts our group out there sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the.
He's on multiple formats, but.
That's good. That's good to be able to get out there and be able to try to, because you want to try to reach out to everybody on every platform.
I'm trying to access my old Discord to see if I can get a Discord page going.
Right. And there's a lot of people. I know that's what my buddy DV Recoil does. He does that. He does his Discord on there. He's doing it like every day. They always got something going on Discord as well, and I mean, that's one of the biggest things. You want to be able to hit everybody on every platform, to be able to have them feel, like, oh, there's more like-minded people like me doing the same thing I'm doing and stuff like that, trying to get out and trying to feel like there's other crazy people like myself on here, And so, I mean, with that, what do you see in the future for your organization?
Well, hopefully if we get that, nonprofit going, that'll change a lot of things and bring more help to the group as well, and be able to help more veterans get to where they can grow.
Right. And running a nonprofit is already, you guys know that have been listening to my show for a while. I brought on nonprofits, and it's a struggle, dude. Nonprofits, it's hard getting it up there, getting it up and running and making sure. But that's why I'm glad to be able to teamed up with Travis Johnson, the nonprofit architect, to be able to help people who have their nonprofits to be able to try to figure it out. Like, what do I do? How do I raise money? How do I raise funding? And how do I do sponsorships?
We seem to be getting a lot of support to back it.
That's good.
So it's pretty positive, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel it'd be a great thing in a forward motion.
No, absolutely, and that's one of the biggest things to be able to do, to be able to have that, right? You want to be able to have that and be able to use to have the support that you need when starting a nonprofit like anything else, dude. That it's fabulous when you're able to have that support, because then it makes it a little bit easier when it's time to launch the nonprofit, man. When you got enough people there to support you and make sure you're hitting your goals that you're needing to hit.
Because right now we have we even have merchandise out. We have like hats and coffee cups and shirts that can be made.
Okay.
And the company gets the majority of the money, but we get like a tiny percentage to cover our shipping.
Of course. Well, that's great. That's great stuff. I mean, there's always like I said,
helps out.
That's always the struggle, is trying to find the money, right? Trying to get the money to be able to.
Because right now, our Dan's just out of pocket so far.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to eventually get that support with the.
Yeah, with the funding, to get the funding to be able to do that. Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely
to help
understand.
a little bit with that, but
no, absolutely,
everything's going great. Everybody seems to be happy.
That's good. How big is your group right now?
I believe we just hit 520 members so far.
Okay.
Our only requirement is that you show, like I was saying earlier, you show some type of proof of service.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, like any of us, like any of you guys that go out there, that you guys got to show your military ID when you get your military discount. That's all he's asking for, is just show your military ID. I mean, regardless if it's your VA card or your driver's license or whatever the case may be, showing that you are in fact a veteran, so you can be part of the organization.
Or even a DD 214, and you cross out whatever information you feel you need to black out.
Right. You know, and so you're just able to do that and just be able to. Just provide. That's the only requirement to be part of this group, to be able to be part of this organization.
And then our sponsors won't have to ask either.
Right. Yeah, and the sponsors won't have to ask. Right. Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the biggest things, right? Especially if you want to get some of the benefits from the sponsors, you want to be able to prove who you are, right? Prove your identity and who you are and what you stand for. And that's the biggest thing, you know, because there's a lot of vets out there they'll get mad and, oh, why do I got to show this? You got to show when you go out to dinner, you try to get your military discount, dude. You go to Lowe's, you show them your military ID so you can get your discount, right? Same thing, man. Don't be upset when they ask you for it. Just show it to them. If you want to be part of the group, if you don't want to be part of the group, then don't show it to them and don't ask to be part of the group. Plain and simple, you know? And so that's great. I mean, for what you guys are doing, I mean, I really appreciate you guys going out there and doing something like this. I mean, seeds are expensive, dude. Like if you go out and you try to get seeds, man, you're gonna spend some money on some seeds. And with you guys having this organization and giving seeds away, that's freaking phenomenal, dude. Like if you go to try to buy some cannabis seeds, you're gonna pay for them, and it ain't cheap, you know.
Yeah. We also have a few veteran-ran businesses that sponsor us as well.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, supporting each other.
We try to get them behind us too, so then we're supporting back to ourselves too.
Right, and that's what it's about, to be able to support each other and make sure that we are able to continue growing our products, continue growing our missions, and doing what we need to be doing, you know?
We've been calling it a can immunity.
There it is, right? Can immunity. That's what it is. That's why I started this podcast, a STONED VET USMC, is to be able to go and help break the stigma, right? That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest struggle that we have, is breaking the stigma to our family, to our friends that are around us, right? It's okay to go out and get drunk. It's okay to drink at the end of the driveway and have a freaking 12-pack and everybody drinking from it, right? That's okay, but God forbid somebody rolls a blunt and we all go hang out at the end of the driveway and bullshit while we're smoking a blunt. You know? And that's the biggest thing. That's why I do this podcast, to help break that stigma and allow people to know, hey, it's okay. It's okay to smoke weed. There's nothing wrong with smoking weed. We can do this. I mean, help us break the stigma so that we are able to help you have a better understanding as to why we do this. Why are we coming to you guys? Why are we talking about cannabis and the medicinal benefits and how it helps people? Because that's what we do. This is what we're doing, is breaking the stigma, trying to overrun the government and let them know, hey, it's time to declassify it And it's time to make sure that we are able to get medical freedom that we earned, right? It's about medical freedom. How do we provide medicine to other veterans if we don't have medical freedom? You know, and that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest struggle that I think a lot of brothers and sisters don't forget. I was like, you guys have to understand, you guys fought in war for 20 years. A lot of you guys went to Iraq and Afghanistan a whole bunch of times, dude. A whole bunch of times you guys went. But the war's not over. You came back home and you're still at war, right? You got to understand you're still at war for medical freedom. You've got to understand that the pharmaceuticals that the VA continues pounding down your throat is not good for you. It's destroying you internally. Is absolutely destroying you internally, and you have to be able to get your life back into your own hands, right? You have to be able to ensure that your intestines, your liver, your kidneys is functioning at 100%, and making sure that you get off of those pharmaceuticals and find alternatives to those pharmaceuticals that the VA continues pounding down your throat. You know, and I know with you and your organization, I'm sure that's one of y'all's missions is to help provide medical freedom to them.
Absolutely.
Right. And so that's one of the biggest things, guys, is just understanding how to go about finding medical freedom. Like you guys, like I said, on Wednesdays, I'm providing my educational piece, hoping to educate you guys on how the terpene profiles or why terpenes are important. Why the terpenes are important. Look at the terpenes versus the THC content. Understanding why terpenes are so important and how they help. Plant-based medicine has been around for thousands of years. Thousands of years, plant-based medicine has been around. So why did we steer away from it? Why are we on all the pharmaceuticals? So big politics can make big money. That's why we're away from farm. That's why we steered away from plant-based medicine. You know? And so that's one of the biggest things is trying to help educate. That's why I always say educate before you medicate. You need to understand.
I got one more thing for the people that can't grow, like in the non-medicinal states or whatnot, or they just are in a situation they can't grow.
Mm-hmm.
There is a company out of California called NorCal Sun Organics, and they'll ship for veterans if you have your proof of service. They'll do $100 ounce shipped.
Oh, wow. That's nice. See, there you guys go right there. There you guys go there. You're going to have to reach out to Justin. Reach out to Justin. Vets Can Grow. Reach out to him. I'll have all his information in the description box below, man. So we're getting close to the end of the show, Justin. How you want to leave these guys that have been listening for a little bit?
Hope they enjoyed what they heard, and hope to see them come to our group and visit, at least see what we're about.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Exactly, man. Like I said, I'm going to have all of Justin's information, the way to get in contact with him. Check out his group and everything in the description box, however you're listening, man. Like I tell you guys.
I can even shoot you the link, too.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll share the link. I'll have the link in the description box below, man. If you guys are watching on YouTube, like I tell you guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to this content. That's the only way we're going to grow is if you're sharing this content. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you see those beautiful rewards, right? Chronic Palooza Award, beautiful crystal award here in my 2021 Top Marine Corps podcast. This year for 2022, I already won this Chronic Palooza. 2021, the Warhammer. This year, I want to add 2 more hammers to it. 2 more awards. Top overall podcast, Top Marine Corps podcast over Veteran Podcast Awards. So don't forget to go out there and vote. Like I said, I'll have the way to vote hyperlink. So all you got to do is just click it and vote for the Stone Vet. That's it. You don't have to worry about anybody else that's on there. Just look for the Stone Vet and make sure you vote for me. #1 Marine Corps podcast. I appreciate it, Justin. I appreciate you hanging out with me today, enjoying this time, being able to tell our family a little bit about what your organization is doing to help them be able to grow and be able to get the medicine that they need that they've worked for, man. I appreciate you hanging out with me, man. Like I tell you guys, don't forget to go check out my sponsor, Rafa 180. You want to get some Stone Vet swag like this beautiful cup here, keeping my drinks nice and cold because it gets hot out there still. And Justin, he's in Arizona, so I know it's super hot out there. Get you one of these nice thermos cups, man. They keep your drinks nice and cold for hours on end, man. Go over to Rafa180.com and look for the Stone Vet tab. Click that tab. It's going to take you to my store with Ginger and David with Really Designs. Got some new, I got tank tops. I got t-shirts. I got socks. I got cups. I got all kinds. I got socks. I got all kinds of stuff. I need you guys to go over there and get some swag. Pick up some of this swag, right? Support this #1 Marine Corps podcast. Thanks, Justin, for hanging out with us, man. Remember, guys, if you medicate responsibly. Medicate responsibly. You got any questions, reach out to us. Let us know how we can help you, man. Remember, guys, here at the Stone Vet, we got your six.
Enemies trying to do me some harm. I fight for your freedom of speech and your right to bear arms. When I say I got your six, that means I got your back. But what else would you expect? Coming from the Stone Vet. 1, 2, 3, 4 for my country. I go hardcore. Army, Navy.